Hi, and welcome back to the garden. It is Friday, October 16th. This morning, it was about 35 degrees. Our summer squash got bit a little bit. It's time to start putting some mulch down.
Just like I did last year, I will continue to bring wheelbarrow after wheelbarrow out here until I have the entire garden covered.
Well, we've gone over the area where we got the sweet potatoes. It's time to remulch this area. Show you how I do it. Just a combination of whatever organic matter you have at hand. I'm going to use our paper, which we've been using in the compost, but it doesn't matter. We put it down here because we're going to cover it up. Other thing I'm going to do, I'm going to use the bag this time. I'm just going to leave it laying here. Just drop it. Come back in. I got leaves and a little bit of grass. Just bury it. There you go. At this point, we're not going to spread it out. We're just going to make piles. You can do a little mowing as the leaves come down. Then you get that little nice mix of brown and green. If you look at this, it really is almost to my knee as far as how deep this is. This will break down very quickly. We're going to want to put another layer on this. If you see how deep the mulch is compared to Riley, who's about 9 feet tall, aren't you, buddy? Oh, good boy. Did I do it good? Did I do it right? We got a bunch of sweet potatoes, didn't we? Didn't we? Oh, good boy. Okay. Well, let's go inspect the garden. The reason we're starting here, where we took the potatoes out. We're not going to do anything else to this area until we plant again in the spring. All we're going to do is continue to pile up organic matter. We want to get cover over this because now it's down to bare soil. This bare soil will dry out quickly. First rain we get, unless it's covered, any weed seeds that were exposed during the picking of the sweet potatoes will start to germinate. We do not want any of that. You can also bring in your kitchen scraps at this point. Just go ahead and use them as a bottom layer. During the summer and the growing season, you don't want to put your kitchen scraps on top. It will attract unwanted guests. This is a different time of season, and we're trying to feed the worms, trying to get the cold compost going. And we're not going to do anything with this until spring.
Now, I really like compost. I just did not set up to make enough compost to cover the entire garden in compost. So, I'm covering it in cold compost. That is the organic matter. It breaks down slowly, but it looks like grass and leaves and wood chips and hay and kitchen scraps and coffee grounds. It just breaks down slower. It may not be as pretty, but it's just as good for your garden. Actually, I think it may hold the water a little better, being thicker and fluffier. Leaving it in piles like this allows the air to get in there.
We're going to continue to build our piles to extend the garden. The really nice thing about fall is the leaves start coming down. We can start gathering those up. Now all we're doing at this point, we're just making piles. This is our weed-free garden, our second step. I showed you the first step. We brought in fresh grass and we made a few piles.
Now this afternoon, the wind stopped blowing long enough for me to gather up quite a few leaves. I chopped them with the mower so they're pretty fine. We also got some nice green grass along with some more leaves. We're just piling it up at this point.
But with this wire here, and the garden is not completely finished yet, we have to prepare for spreading this out without getting into the wire. So I'm making tall piles back here. One of the nice things about this is when I dump a bag of grass or a bag of leaves, I can come out here and kind of mix it together in the wheelbarrow, and when I put it on the garden, we got a nice little mix. There's a theme that I keep getting asked over and over again.
And it is about tilling, about rototilling, about plowing. It goes against my nature not to get in here and rototill. I kind of picture the web of life underneath the ground just like a rainforest canopy, except we can't see it. So anytime you take the rototiller in there, you just chop up that canopy. Then it's not as effective. When I started visualizing it like that, I was able to stop myself. You followed my story all year long. What I found out here, the better the mulch, the better the soil. The better the soil, the better the plants. The better the plants, the better the harvest. And you've seen the harvest. You can't argue with results like that. You could till it in if you want. You can leave it thumbs down because you don't like the idea of not tilling it in. I can't help that. You want to try something new? You want to have the results I'm having? That's the magic. That's the secret. That's the trick. You've seen the results. If you want some more details on composting, click that right there, and you can see me turn some compost. You want some more explanation on the deep mulch, weed-free? Click that link right there. Come on, let's plant.
Let's go plant garden.